Hey, good day again, class. So in this lesson, we're going to learn how to put your drawings from the model space into your paper space or your layout paper. So in the past lesson, we discussed how to make your title blocks. So now we have already our title block, okay? And then now we're going to put in your the lot plan that you draw or you drew on your model space. This drawing. So we're just going to refine it. We're just going to input our uh, what do you call that? The left corners. So we're just going to improve it. All right. Now we're going to go to the layout plan and where we previously drew our uh, paper or the title block. So now we're going to make in order to view or move or draw your or put in your drawing on the paper space, we're just going to make a viewport. So in order to make a viewport, we're just going to input MV or what we call multi-view MV space or enter. We're just going to make a rectangle or a window in order to view our your drawing. So double click from paper space. We have now a viewport. The viewport is like a window to the model space. So double click and you will enter the model space. So model space is where you drew everything just like this. So now we can input the drawing. Okay. In order to go back to the paper space, then double click the paper space. If you want to go to inside the viewport or the model space, just double click inside, not the not the border, just the inside. Double click and then you can go onto the model space. Okay. Later we're going to change the scale. So we go back to the paper space, double click, and we adjust this box, the viewport there. So double space, I mean a double click. Now we're going to adjust the scale. Now we don't have the specific scale for that. So as you can see in this lower right field, here is the scale list. So just click here, then you can view the scales that we are going to use. You can use. These are pre-made scales, but we can customize. Okay, you can customize whichever scale that we're going to use, that we need to use. So in this case, we just let's say 1 is to 750. Okay, I think it's just right. Or 500. All right, I think 500 is just right. But we're going to put in a dimension later, so we need more ample space to for that. So we just change the scale to 750. Okay. Okay, after we set the scale to what we the best scale for that, we can lock the viewport. So just click this padlock button. Now it's locked. So if you go inside the viewport, if you zoom in or zoom out, it will not be zoom in because it's locked. So if you want to zoom in or I mean edit that, just unlock it. But in order to do that again, we're going to set the scale again to whatever scale you need. Okay, don't forget to lock to secure your viewport. So again, if you plot this, Control P, and then we change the papers to ISO full bid A4, and then we window, and just make a window, and then preview. So you will notice that our viewport line is still visible. this line. So we don't want it to be visible. So in order to do that, we set this viewport, we change the scale. So what do you call this? We select the viewport and then control P and then control one. Then we change the layer to depth points. Yeah, depth points. Okay. So, so if we start it again, control P, okay, A4, then window, for example only, and preview. So that line will no longer visible. Okay. If you want your drawings, let's say this one, they have a line protruding on our viewport. You just uh, minimize, rescale. You adjust this line so that it will not be visible. Okay. Now we're going to change the line type scale. Okay, going back. So we're going to change the line type scale. So what is line type scale? So it's from the word itself, it's a type of line that it can be a solid line, just like this, or it can be a broken line. You know already the broken line, right? Or the hidden line, or any type of line. So it can be broken or it can be solid. You select the line and then click push Control 1, and then you can see here the line type. So we change the line type to any line type we want. We can use center or hidden, center or continuous, or the solid line, the phantom, or anything you want. So in this case, we're going to use the center line. So we choose center because it's ideal for lot plans or lot lines. There, we change it. So, but it's a little bit big or wide. So we just change it the line type scale. So instead of 1, we're just going to use a lower number, let's say 0.5. So as you can see, the line type scale change also. So I think 0.25 is better. Okay. So now we change the line type to lower number. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to put dimensions. So how are we going to put dimensions? There are many types of dimension. Before we proceed to that, we will go to beam style. So we were going to create beam style, dimension styles. Okay. In order to do that, we type in beam style or beam style. Yeah. Space or enter. So we're going to have this. We just create new. Okay. So here we use a 750 scale. So we use beam. We name our dimension style beam 750. So usually it's or ideally we name our dimensions based on the scale we're going to use that particular dimension. So in this case, we're going to use this on 750 scale, 1 is to 750. Okay, so we name it DIN 750. The reason for that is we can use this dimension, we can easily find this dimension on our dimension list later. Okay, so we just push in continue. So from here we can change the text for that particular dimension, the DIM 750, we can change the text to Arial. Okay. So we can change height to, let's say, what, 750 because it's bigger. Then fit, we change the use overall scale of 750. So we go to the fit tab and then change the use overall scale of 750 and then okay. Don't or okay. Okay. But change the symbols and arrows. You can change it to whatever you like. Let's say that it is the end of the dimension. Arrow size you can change also to let's say 70 please because uh our Yeah, because our scale is 750. Yeah, because our scale is 750. So going back, so we test our dimension. So we click on dimension here. So very, very big. So we edit again. We change, if you're going to edit this, we're going to modify. Okay, we just change the text height to 250, and then the fit, it's just right. The symbols, we're just going to make it 250 also. Okay, then we choose it again. As you can see, we is going to use the 750. So we're going to use dim L for dim linear. So commonly used uh, text. So as you can see, it's very far. So we just going to change our dimension here. So from dimension, we go back to dimension style. We can going to modify it again. So above dimension text. So we're going to go to the line and change the symbol. Yeah, we just change it to cross field, and we above dimension arc length is above dimension. The text will be visible around above, yeah, in the primary units. Just check it. Just checking. Then we test it. Okay. So in linear, go to the model. Okay, the distance is too big, so we need to suppress. So the text is around offset from dimension line is around, let's say, just one. Okay, just one. So make it closer to the field, just like this. Okay, so you enter dim L there. So that is dim linear L, dim L. But we need to make this align with this line. Okay, so this one is not aligned. It's aligned with the horizontal. So we delete that. We use the command dim al or dim align. Space or enter, and then we pick the 2 points there. So the same goes to all the sides. Dim al also here. That is dim al. That's the difference between dim al and uh, dim linear there. So what other types of dimension? You can use dim angular or dim ang for making it to determine the angles of these lines. Okay. So what's the angle again? It's dim ang or dim angular. Okay. If you have circles, you can determine a dim rad or dim r or dim radius. If you have circle, just click it, and then you can determine the dim or the radius, or dim diameter, dim dia, dim dia, or if you want the diameter to be reflected instead of radius. Okay, that's that is if you have a circles or arc. Okay, So we're going to also label. We're going to M text. We're going to put in a text, let's say point one. Yes, this, because it's very, very, very small. Double click it and then make it 750. Okay. So it's still very small. We can make it 1000 to make it large, I mean larger. Okay, 2000. Yeah. To make it bigger. Then control one, this one is two, three, and four. Okay, just edit it. Double click if you want to edit, or you can ed, type ed. That is text edit. And this is two. Just click outside if you are true. Then two, three. Okay. So now we have a. You can change the color of this to yellow. This one we can remove because it's not needed, or we just for this purpose we can leave it there. Okay. Now we're going to make a table for our just like this. Okay. How are we going to make it? Just type in table and push, make it, design it in such a way that we're going to need a how many columns and how many rows. So we can determine it here. Let's say for this. Okay, there. You can resize it. You can resize there like that. You can delete column. Yeah. You can merge or just like what you can do in uh, in Excel. Okay. Okay. So if you're going to input a data, you can just double click and then enter. Let's say one to two. Oh, it's a date. You can format this. No? You can format data format. Okay. It's a scale or date or just a text. Okay. So we input this again, one to two. And then double click, two to three, three to four, and so on. So just what do you call that? Um, format, data format. Just change it to text. Okay, three and four to one. Okay, so that's it. So just we're not going to do that. So just if you finish it, it must look like this. Okay, and also put in your rubrics. No? So drawing rubrics just like this on the lower corner of your paper or your drawing. Okay, so select this and then just move, just like any other drawing. You can move it. Let's say set distance for two. This one also move two. Okay, just like that, and then you're done. Okay, that's how we do the your plotting your plot plan into your title block. Okay, so in case the line type is not visible on your option in here, sometimes uh, it's not visible here. What you can do is just go here on the home and then go to the properties. Just click this line, then click other, and then load, and then locate uh, your line you want to use. Let's say center. I mean, I have so many line types, so I have many options here. So it will be reflected here on the line type. So here, okay, so that's it. So on the next lesson, we're going to discuss how to print your your drawing into any paper. Okay, so see you.